Hello, happy Wednesday, everybody. Welcome back to Bravo Music Academy. I'm Miss Christy, and this is Teacher Tip Tuesday. I guess one of the pitfalls of naming a live broadcast after a day is that it's hard for it to not be awkward when you switch days for a week. But we did switch for this week. I did not forget you yesterday, I promise. I have got some really great tips for you today, actually. Today we are talking about something that the majority of people experience at one point or another in their lives. We are talking about performance anxiety. Some people call it stage fright. Some people call it nerves. Some people call it performance anxiety. I'm probably going to be switching up the names of it throughout the broadcast today, but that is what we are talking about for two reasons. One is that our teacher's concert is on Saturday, and next week are our Bravo Bashes, and both of those include performances. And can you keep a little secret? I know I'm broadcasting it live, so it's not that much of a secret, but we'll see who watches this and who knows the secret. I get nervous. Still, to this day, if I have to perform a piece for anybody, no matter who it is, where it is, what it is, I get nervous. It's crazy, right? I've been performing for, let's just say, a long time. I've been performing for a long time. I have been a church organist slash pianist slash choir director for 15 years now. So every single Sunday, technically, I perform. I don't view it that way. I view it as an act of worship, but it is a type of performance. And I still get nervous when I have to play for people. Interesting, right? Yeah. So today we're going to talk about 5 ways that we can work to overcome that anxiety, or even maybe use it to our advantage. Because before we dive into those 5 ways, I want to tell you that it's okay to feel nervous. It's okay to have stage fright, performance anxiety, whatever you want to call it. It is okay. And I tell my students this: if you are nervous, it means that you care. You want to put on a good performance. You want to do your very best. And because of that, you have a stake in it. And you have feelings about it. And that's all that stage fright is. It's a feeling, it's an emotion. And our emotions go on high alert when we really, really care about something. So, keep my secret, just you and me. And remember, it's okay to feel afraid as long as you do it. Because if you don't do it, you won't learn from that experience. But if you do it, and you do it afraid, that is true bravery right there. So, welcome to the broadcast. Thank you for joining me today on this slightly different arrangement of our week. If you are joining me live, please say hello. I'm realizing I'm knocking everything all over. I think we need to update my setup here. But if you're joining me live, please say hello. I would love to chat with you, and I do go through and look at all of the comments and try to keep the conversation going after the broadcast is over. So if you're catching this later, please also say hello, because I will come by and I will say hello back. So let's dive right in. 5 ways that you can work to overcome performance anxiety. Number 1, practice, practice, practice. Yes, the dreaded P word. I know some people who very much do not like that word. I know other people who live by that word. But here's why practice is so important. If you're prepared, if you know what you're doing well in advance, then it makes it that much easier when you've got so many other things going on in your mind, in your body, and all around you. You are anchored in the knowledge that you know what you're doing and that you have got this and nothing can throw you off. So get your practice in. Don't just practice for learning either. There's a very big difference between practicing for performance and practicing for learning. And we did do a Teacher Tip Tuesday on this. I think it was with Mia. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was with Mia. So we'll have to go back. I'll try to go through and find that and link it for you if I can. But there is a huge difference between practicing to learn and practicing to perform. So sit down with a practice audience and run through your piece like you would in an actual live performance. It really, really helps a lot. So be prepared, get your practice done. That's tip number 1. Tip number 2 is to stay positive. Now, this is not a woo-woo she kind of a positive. This is a knowing that you know what to do because you put in all of that work beforehand. Don't let negative thoughts get in your head and tell you otherwise. That's what staying positive is. We can let our minds wander, really wander, and we don't have to. We are in control of our minds. We are in control of our thoughts. We are in control of our actions. So don't let negative thoughts creep into your head the day of or days leading up to or even during your performance. That's number 2. Here we go, on to the third one. We are flying today. Shift your focus. That's number 3. Shift your focus. What do I mean by that? A lot of times when we start feeling nervous and we get that belly feeling, so I told you guys that at the beginning that next week are our performance parties, our Bravo bashes is what we're calling them now. And during that, we have a discussion. All the students, there's students and one teacher, and that's it. So it's very low key, very no pressure. And we did this once with a group of 3, 4, and 5-year-olds. And I asked them, what does it feel like when you go to perform? When you go to play for people, maybe at the recital, at another concert, how do you feel? And some of the kids said they don't feel anything because they're little, right? They're little, they don't feel anything because they don't have a care in the world. But one of the little ones said, it feels like there's 1,000 ants in my belly all trying to escape at once. This was a 4-year-old, you guys. A 4-year-old. And my mind was just blown by her description. And I thought, wow, yeah, that's how I feel. My insides are just all over the place, right? But if you stay focused on those insides and on that feeling that's going on, it's not going to go well for you. That's all you're going to focus on. You're not going to be able to really focus on your performance and your music and why you're there. Why are you there? For the love and enjoyment of the music, right? That's why your audience is there as well. So shift your focus on over to that enjoyment that you are going to have in your performance and that your audience is going to feel from your performance. And pretty soon, you're not even going to realize that you were nervous. It's just going to melt away. Really, really great. It's a hard thing. I won't say it's easy. It is not. It is a difficult thing to master, but if you can master your mindset and shift that focus away from the negative and away from how you're feeling and onto your music and onto creating a wonderful experience for your audience, you will have an amazing performance. Let's move on to number 4, and that is move your body. So we've got all those ants. We've got all those butterflies floating through our heads and in our bellies and all over us. Our palms are sweaty, our throats are dry, while our mouths are dry as well. What do we do with that? Move. If you have the space available, do some jumping jacks, run in place, shake it out, get those wiggles out of you so that you can really then recenter yourself and focus on what's important. Because all those feelings, all that everything going on in you, that's not what's important, right? You know what's important, all that work you put in. All those smiles, right? And that smile part, that brings us to number 5, which is be yourself. There's a saying out there nowadays, you do you. And it is so true in performance as well. You do you. You be you. Your audience came to see you. They are your friends. They are your family. They want to see you succeed. They want to hear the amazing progress that you have made in this piece that you're going to be playing for them, or pieces, depending. So be yourself. Enjoy the time. Make eye contact with your audience and smile and wave at them. Do not imagine them in their underwear. It doesn't help. Believe me, it doesn't help. But making eye contact, waving, saying hello, even if it's especially if it's a casual, low-key thing, you can totally say hello to audience members on your way over to your instrument or on your way to your spot where you are performing. Engage the audience with more than your music, and they will engage right back with you. And then you won't be thinking about feelings. You'll be thinking about connection and meaning. And that's what it's all about, right? Music is all about that connection. So that's our 5 ways that we can overcome. Let's do a super quick recap. Let me just check over here because I saw a couple things pop up and we are still good. So that is excellent. So here we go. 5 ways to help overcome performance anxiety, stage fright, nervousness, whatever you want to call it. That's what they are. So here we go. 5 ways. Number 1 is be prepared. Practice, practice, practice. Practice more than you think you need to. Learn it better than you think you need to. Memorize it even, and then keep the music in front of you just in case. But be prepared. Know what you're doing so that you can go in there with confidence. Number 2 is to stay positive. Only allow thoughts of a good performance into your mind. Only allow thoughts of enjoyment and that happy feeling that you're going to get when you're done, because you know how good it feels when you have nailed a performance. You know, I know you know. So keep those positive thoughts going through your head and don't leave any room for negative. Number 3 is to shift your focus away from yourself and away from how you're feeling to your audience and to the music itself. Last week I talked about my bubble that I get in. And if you want to put yourself in a bubble, put yourself in the bubble and let that be your focus. Your focus is your instrument, and your music, and nothing else. Number 4 is to move your body. Whenever we get those feelings of nervousness, it just puts something in us, and I don't know, for me, if I move, it helps a lot. So working out all of those feelings into movement will help release some of that stress that you're feeling, and will release endorphins, which will help lift your mood. The last one is to be yourself. Remember, your audience loves you. You love your audience too because they're your friends and loved ones most of the time. So be yourself. Show them the real you and share that music that you've worked so hard for. Well, that is all from me for today. I hope that this helped you. If you know of someone who has a performance coming up, I know there are a lot of spring recitals and concerts coming up in the next several weeks for a lot of people. Feel free to share this. And if you have other tips, other ways that you cope with performance anxiety or nervousness or stage fright, whatever you want to call it, if you have ways of dealing with that I didn't mention here, let me know. Let's keep that conversation going. And I am going to head on out. And I'll catch you guys next week. We will be back on Tuesday next week. It is party week, but I got a goodie for you. So I will see you then, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.